Hey everyone, welcome back to Nick Farrell Reacts. Today we're doing more NF. The journey has started. I did All I Have. I started with Hope. And today we're doing Mansion. And something I actually thought about the other day is my name is Nick Farrell, NF. It's actually very serendipitous. So thank you so much for all of the comments and feedback. Like, you guys are truly wonderful people. Obviously, this man has really had an effect on so many people, and his ability to just be humble, to not introduce a lot of swearing, to not really cop out with the industry, and just talk about bragging and things like that. It's just much more centered on real human conditions, right? And I don't know what's happening with my screen right here, but sorry about that. But basically, I do feel like he's an artist I've very much so vibe with, and I'm very honored to have found him, if that makes sense. So, without further ado, we're going to jump into Mansion. I am doing the lyric video so that I can actually see what's coming up on screen as we go. And yeah, let's do it.
Insidious as blind inception. What's reality with all these questions? Feels like I missed my alarm and slept in. Broken legs, but I chase perfection. These walls are my blank expression. My mind is a home I'm trapped in, and it's lonely inside this mansion.
Okay, so that's the hook. I want to re-listen to that. Feels like I missed my alarm and slept in. What's reality with all these questions? In my mind, what is reality? Knowing NF, this is going to be about darker thoughts that are pervasive and trying to fight back against those.
Insidious as blind inception. What's reality with all these questions? Feels like I missed my alarm and slept in. Broken legs, but I chase perfection. These walls are my blank expression. My mind is a home I'm trapped in, and it's lonely inside this mansion.
Yo, my mind is a house with walls, covered in lyrics, they're all over the place. The songs in the mirrors, written all over the floors, all over the chairs. And you get the uncut version of life when I go downstairs. That's where I write when I'm in a bad place and need to release, and let out the version of NF you don't wanna see. I put holes in the walls with both of my fists till they bleed. You might get a glimpse of how I cope with all this anger in me. Physically abused.
Ooh. Okay, so it's going back to this mansion metaphor that I saw in All I Have. At that point in time, I did not understand the metaphor, but apparently that's his mind palace, essentially. And he's describing this dark mansion. I think of something very Stephen King-esque, and he's talking about wandering downstairs, so the darker depths of a mansion, where shit usually happens, right? In a horror movie. And here's a glimpse at my thoughts on the walls. So these are the thoughts that I tell myself. They're the thoughts that are inescapable and things that drag me down farther and farther into the mansion. Crazy imagery already. I love the metaphor. I think it's very apt for someone struggling with depression or psychosis, because it's a metaphor that encaptures the ability to not be able to escape the shackles, right? Like, you don't want to be there. And there's nothing crazier or lonelier, sorry, I should say, than being in a dark house all by yourself. At night, especially.
Fists till they bleed. You might
go back.
You don't write when I'm in a bad. and you get the uncut version of life. When I go downstairs, that's where I write when I'm in a bad place and need to release and let out the version of NF you don't want to see. I put holes in the walls with both of my fists till they bleed, and you might get a glimpse of how I cope with all this anger in me. Physically abused, now that's the room that I don't want to be in. That picture ain't blurry at all, I just don't want to see it. And these walls ain't blank, I just think I don't want to see them. But why not? I'm in here, so I might as well read them. I gotta thank you for this anger that I carry around. Wish I could take a match and burn this whole room to the ground. Matter of fact, I think I'ma burn this room right now. Somehow this memory for some reason just moved you down. Put me in the corner so you could see the fear in my eyes, then took me downstairs and beat me till I screamed and I cried. Congratulations, you'll always have a room in my mind, but I'ma keep the door shut and lock the lyrics inside.
Insidious as blind inception.
Before I forget the lyrics, he says, this is an action that, like, you beat me and it's not blurry. I just don't want to look at it. That's a powerful line. That image remains in my mind and it's crystal clear, the abuse and trauma you put me through, but it's blurry because I'm forcing it to be out of focus, and I don't want to see it. I don't want to keep reliving that. You took me downstairs and beat me, so he's talking about physical abuse he maybe had earlier in his life. I'm just going to assume one of his family members. Okay, so this is starting to fill in the gaps about the anger here at the beginning of his journey. Also, can you hear the wind in the background? My city's going through a crazy storm right now, and there's like this gush of wind. It's going with this mansion vibe, actually. Got sidetracked there, but wow. His ability to just paint pictures narratively, poetically, is something that's sort of unmatched. Especially for a rapper who, could delve into a lot of other, rhythmic changes and kind of flash it up with beats and all that. This is just all about the story here. Fire. Like, honestly, very fire.
Congratulations, you'll always have a room in my mind, but I'ma keep the door shut and lock the lyrics inside.
Insidious as blind inception. What's reality with all these questions? Feels like I missed my alarm and slept in. Broken legs, but I chase perfection. These walls are my blanket.
Broken legs, meaning I can't move. What do you do with broken legs? You literally, you're unstable. Your gait is off. Like, there's so much pain, but I'm still chasing perfection.
Expression. My mind is a home I'm trapped in, and it's only inside this mansion. Inside this mansion.
Yo, my mind is a house with walls covered in pain. See, my problem is I don't fix things, I just try to repaint. Cover them up like it never happened. Say I wish I could change. Are you confused? Come upstairs and I'll show you what I mean. This room's full of regrets, just keeps getting fuller it seems. Moment I walk into it's the same moment that I wanna leave. I get sick to my stomach every time I look at these things, but it's hard to look past when this is the room where I sleep. I look around, one of the worst things I wrote on these walls was the moment I realized that I was losing my mom. And one of the first things I wrote was I wish I would've called, but I should just stop now, we ain't got enough room in this song. And I regret the fact that I struggle trying to find who I am, and I lie to myself and say I do the best that I can. Shrug it off like it ain't nothing, like it's out of my hand, and get ticked off whenever I see it affecting my plans. And I regret watching these trust issues eat me alive, and at the rate I'm going, I'll probably still be there when I die. Congratulations, you'll always have a room in my mind. The question is, will I ever clean the walls off in time?
Insidious as blind inception. What's reality with all these questions? Feels like I missed my alarm and slept in.
This is nuts. Oh man. In a way, I'm really happy to be on this journey, but also it's just, I know it's going to be so traumatic to listen to him sort of recount the earlier parts of his life. Losing his mom, he keeps alluding to. I still don't really know what happened there, but he mentioned it in All I Have. He's been through some stuff. And as a young man who's struggling with losing people in his life and being abused emotionally and physically, obviously he has certain areas in his mansion that he keeps just for these people. Whether it's just to keep them isolated, or these thoughts isolated, or in a place where he feels like he can go and revisit them. You know, therapeutic techniques often talk about just not revisiting your past trauma, but gently exploring it in a controlled setting. And NF obviously has gone a direction where he's used music as his therapy, and he is sort of using his own methods to really either lock that trauma inside and not let it out. This is powerful, man. This is powerful.
Inception. What's reality with all these questions? Feels like I missed my alarm and slept in. Broken legs, but I chase perfection. These walls are my blank expression. My mind is a home I'm trapped in, and it's only inside this mansion. Inside this mansion.
So this part of my house, no one's been in it for years. I built a safe room and I don't let no one in there. Cause if I do, there's a chance that they might disappear and not come back. And I admit, I am emotionally scared to let anyone inside, so I just leave my doors locked. You might get other doors to open up, but this door's not. Cause I don't want you to have the opportunity to hurt me, and I'll be the only person that I can blame when you desert me. I'm barricaded inside, so stop watching. I'm not coming to the door, so stop knocking. Stop knocking. I'm trapped here. God keeps saying I'm not locked. I chose this. I am lost in my own conscience. I know that shutting the world out ain't solving the problem, but I didn't build this house because I thought it would solve them. I built it because I thought that it was safer in there, but it's not. I'm not the only thing that's living in.
I have to stop there just for a second. That was chilling. I'm gonna go back. He opens the chorus with a very soft, kind of like vocal, what did he say? I barricaded myself inside, so stop watching. And then he just like builds up to this like shout, almost. You can feel the emotion in his voice. He only built this mansion to keep his fears inside of it. And he doesn't want to come out. He doesn't want them to come out. Or he doesn't want to let those fears and the past trauma come out. And he doesn't want to be found. That's the saddest part of this.
Inside, so stop watching. I'm not coming to the door, so stop knocking. Stop knocking. I'm trapped here. God keeps saying I'm not locked. I chose this. I am lost in my own conscience. I know that shutting the world out ain't solving the problem, but I didn't build this house because I thought it would solve them. I built it because I thought that it was safer in there, but it's not. I'm not the only thing that's living in here. Fear came to my house years ago. I let him in. Maybe that's a problem, cause I've been dealing with this ever since. I thought that he would leave, but it's obvious he never did. He must have picked a room and got comfortable and settled in. Now I'm in a position, it's either sit here and let him win, or put him back outside where it came from, but I never can. Cause in order to do that, I'd have to open the doors. Is that me or the fear talking? I don't know anymore. Ooh.
Okay, so what I thought I hit there, and I guess I was right in that instance, is that this is all about fear. And fear actually was living there with him. I think this whole story he's created around of this horror story, essentially, of living with your worst fears and choosing rooms for them. Different facets of your emotions are just being locked away, right? to keep them from public so that you can walk around like a normal human being. I think that is such a that's an amazing metaphor for how we walk around in life. And you'll see people, all of us, we carry these traumas around with us, but to the normal person, they don't see any of those things. That's beautiful, beautiful, beautiful poetry. And you don't see artists like that putting that on display very often. NF is a genius. Wow. I'm glad to be named after him. But in all seriousness, I'm really liking this. That was the best NF song I've seen to date. I don't best, scratch that word, but the one that spoke to me the most, and maybe I just didn't have the context with Hope, but this was very, very powerful. If you at all enjoyed my analysis, please, please, please consider subscribing. It helps me reach more NF fans. I'm a fairly new reactor channel, and I'm just growing and getting started on the journey, so I would love to hear from all of you. Try to get back to everyone. I have links down below, especially my Patreon, where you can support me. But yes, not needed, just there in case you like my work. So I'll see you in the next one. Take care.